air conditioner and soon
be a fixed air conditioner and soon
blessed be the cool, cool air.
Blessed be Big Bob getting faster and faster.
Be big Bob
Getting faster and faster.
Be Big Bob getting faster and faster.
blessed be big Bob getting faster and faster.
Be Big Bob getting very fast.
Blessed be big Bob getting very fast.
Blessed be Facebook Marketplace.
Be Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace.
Blessed be Facebook Marketplace.
Blessed be Facebook Marketplace. I was going to add something else. Blessed be Facebook Marketplace.
Blessed be Facebook Marketplace. Was it a washing machine?
I don't remember what it was.
Oh, okay.
I was going to tag something on at the end, but didn't have
powerful force in the world, what will come to mind? Heat? Yeah. Especially in this moment. Yeah. You wanna
Love.
talk? What is it?
Love.
Love.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Peace. If I were to ask you and say, in the 20th century, the most powerful force in the world was unleashed, what would come to mind? Nuclear bomb. 1945, August 6th, 1909, Americans dropped the atomic bomb. Russia. Right. That's what most people would say. Which is true in a sense. What's interesting to me is that also in the 20th century, the most powerful force in the world was unleashed. That had the exact opposite effect. So what I'd like to share with you tonight, with help with a video, is a documentary. I won't watch the whole thing, of course, but I want to introduce it to you. It's called A Force More Powerful. And you can watch the whole thing on your own time, but at least to see the beginning of it, maybe the first 10 minutes or so. It documents non-violent movements for peace and justice throughout the 20th century. I think we'll start with Gandhi in India, and then go through the civil rights movement, Jim Lawson, MLK, and his country, and other countries around the world, the Netherlands, Poland, Chile. What's fascinating is that in each case, tyrants, dictators, empires, oppressed people in real time, and the people responded, with some, with non-violence, which is not passivity, but is active resistance to imperial force. And they did it with strategy, and sometimes even with lots of humor. And the empire loses in each case, which is really interesting. Needless to say, this might have some relevance for the 21st century in this country and in other places of the world. So let's just watch a little bit of it, and we can talk about it if you want.
Confined within the walls of a South African jail, the young lawyer from India found no reason to complain.
You all hear it?
Some say that jail is a palace. Others look upon it as a beautiful garden. Some others hold that through the jail gates we shall pass from our present bondage to freedom.
The year was 1907. The young lawyer from India was Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi led his fellow Indians in a non-violent struggle against racial oppression for 8 years. They marched into forbidden territory. They burned their registration papers. They expected to be arrested, and they were not disappointed. Gandhi said, "Non-violent refusal to cooperate with injustice is the way to defeat it." He gave his non-violent weapon a name, Satyagratha, holding to truth. In every decade and on every continent, underdogs have taken up Gandhi's strategies to fight for their rights and freedom.
Non-violence means fighting back.
that you're fighting back with other weapons. The power that Gandhi discovered changed the 20th century. India, crown jewel of the world's greatest colonial empire. Britain has ruled India for more than a century. But in 1930, the Viceroy, Lord Irwin, knows a crisis is coming. A confrontation in which British military might will count for little. Irwin's adversary is Mohandas Gandhi, a man whose name is already a synonym for non-violent action. Since returning from South Africa, Gandhi has become his country's dominant political figure. He understands that control of India depends on Indian cooperation, not British coercion.
He said, how can just 100,000 British troops control at that time over 350 million Indians? Just 100,000 British troops. Gandhi said, we'll stop doing anything that the British want us to do. The whole nation will come to a standstill. Civil disobedience on a mass scale.
Many Indians welcome the struggle. Gandhi must find a way to use their energy to maximum effect. Gandhi retires to his headquarters on the Sabarmati River, near India's west coast. In the ashram, the spiritual community where he lives, he turns inward in search of a non-violent strategy for freedom. For weeks, he is alone in his Spartan office. He gives no hint of his thinking.
They even commented
Narayan Desai lived in Gandhi's ashram during those critical weeks.
some said, oh, he's a very clever man. He doesn't want the British government to know what strategy he is going to take. And he would order and say, no, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the call, and I know I will hear the inner voice.
In February, he decides he will begin by challenging the British tax and monopoly on salt. He writes the Viceroy, Lord Irwin, on March the 2nd. He explains the injustice of the salt laws and says he will go to the beach to make salt illegally. He will invite all Indians to do the same. He pleads with Irwin to negotiate. A few days later, a note from Irwin's secretary expresses the Viceroy's regret at Gandhi's plan of action. Gandhi sends advanced teams to choose a beach where civil disobedience will begin. In speeches and articles, he attacks the salt laws, emphasizing the injustice, especially to the poor. He knows that salt will be a powerful symbol.
Every human being needs salt. Without salt, you and I can't exist. So, he wanted to touch a chord in every Indian heart that here is something you and I will all of us need. Why should that be taxed?
With a sharp instinct for political theatre, Gandhi charts a route from his ashram to the sea. He and his volunteers will walk 240 miles. Being on the road for nearly a month, he believes, will build suspense and a bigger audience for his message. He expects to be arrested before he reaches the coast. That first night on March 12th, the great drama begins. At 60, Gandhi is the oldest of 78 marchers. Thousands join the procession, including police observers. the government makes no attempt to interfere.
They feared it was so popular that there may be violent outbreak. So they weighed the advantages and disadvantages of this treaty. And they also underrated this solicitor. They felt it might fizzle out. And Gandhi looked ridiculous that if he goes on marching and he does not commit any breach of the laws, he can't arrest him. What are we arresting him for?
Gandhi wants to be arrested, but not too soon. The longer he marches, the more publicity he will receive. His messages are aimed equally at his immediate audience and the outside world, represented by dozens of journalists who have joined the march. In his speeches, he insists, we must not hate the British. They have not taken India from us. We have given it to them.
Gandhiji, as I knew him as a schoolboy, was someone you admired, someone you looked up to, someone who was a saint. He was a saint because A, he dressed like a saint, and B, the things he said seemed to be very simple. On the other side, as I grew up, I began to see a very shrewd student of human history. He was a man who absolutely understood human psychology. He understood the British idea of fair play. He understood that, and he knew how to play on that sentiment.
Although the Crown never hesitates to use force, British administrators pride themselves on their enlightened rule and the cooperation they receive from Indian officials. Gandhi intends to remove Indian consent to foreign rule. The Salt March will create a dilemma. If they arrest him, all India will rise up in protest. If he is permitted to openly defy the law, British control will be lost, perhaps irretrievably. In every speech, Gandhi explains the power of non-violent resistance. He asks local leaders to quit their government jobs. When everyone refuses to cooperate, he says, the British will be able to do nothing.
He was asking the village headmen to resign their posts, and I think 140 or so did resign. Why did he ask them to resign? It is a government, foreign government, running this country for their own benefit. And why should you serve?
Defying rumors that his health is failing, Gandhi sticks to his schedule. At every rest stop, he asks, how many local officials have quit their government jobs? How many villagers are wearing khadi, the handmade cotton cloth that is the informal uniform of his movement? Gandhi tells Indians not to buy imported cloth. He spins cotton for 2 hours every day to dramatize the millions of jobs lost to imported British cloth. Gandhi says, if every Indian will spin at the same time, the song of the spinning wheel will become the song of freedom. He gets by on 4 hours sleep. He must persuade thousands of volunteers to be arrested and go to jail, or his long march will end in failure.
And here was a man who understood how to get the maximum exposure for his message. And in a sense, you could say he was one of India's greatest, I hate to use the word, but in quotes, advertising men. And as he marched, long before Martin Luther King's March on Washington, Gandhiji was the originator. And as he marched, people began to spread the word. He's on the march. He's going to defy the law. Let's join him. This is a chance to show the British without having to hit them, to show them that we stand with them.
We are not just slaves. And my God, even I, who was only a schoolboy, my hair stood on end when I realized he was slowly approaching the goal. We all knew once he picked up the handful of salt, he would be arrested.
On the 24th day, the marchers approached the sea. An American newspaper editorializes, "As Britain lost America through tea, it is about to lose India through salt." On the eve of the law-breaking, Gandhi meets on the beach with 12,000 supporters. Hold the salt in your fist, he suggests, and think it is worth 60 million rupees. That's how much the government has been taking from us through the monopoly on salt. At dawn on April 6th, Gandhi bends down and picks up a lump of mud and salt. News that Gandhi has broken the salt law electrifies the country. Thousands march.
So, is this the first time you all see this? Any thoughts?
I saw the movie, which of course was Hollywood's version, and this it really showed me the way it was. Much more true.
What was his strategy to bring down the empire? So it was a strategy. Return the power to, sounds like John Lennon, power to the people.
Yeah.
Actually return the power to the people. Remind them that they gave the power away.
Yeah.
Take it back. Yeah. Can't take that.
It's really,
Yeah, it does. In many ways, in many different ways. And notice what his strategy was for giving the power back. He used symbol. He used physical gesture. But also he used, and when I say used, before he marched, what did he do? Meditate for a long time until he could hear that inner voice. He calls it inner light. Sounds like a Quaker. And then, and only then, did he set out. It's a beautiful moment. Fully aware of the consequences. You go to jail, or worse, but he was prepared to accept the consequences. Why did he do it? Say again? Give people their heart back.
their country, their way, their traditions, and not the British. And, he walked out like the monks that were here, trusting that this is what I'm called to do. And people followed.
There were the monks that walked from Florida
Yeah.
to Niagara Falls.
Yeah. Because Gandhi had to trust that the rest of the Indian people would want what he was suggesting.
So that's Gandhi's strategy. Something I would ask you to consider for the rest of your life is what was Jesus' strategy for creating peace in the world? How did he implement it? And what is our strategy? Your strategy? Because if Rodney's correct, everybody is called in some sense to create a world. The popular phrase today is co-create a world that is a peaceful world. And so the question is, what is our strategy? What is your strategy? My strategy? And what was Jesus' strategy? He did have a strategy. Some would say it failed. He got killed. Gandhi also had. But I don't think that getting killed means failure. In fact, it might be just the opposite. So something to think about. If you want to see this documentary, it's well worth watching the whole thing. The outcome will be provided.
What's it called again?
A force more powerful. It's on YouTube, so it's totally free. We'll close with this one. And retreat into air conditioning. You want to see it, it's on page 20. Children walk, children walk, children walk in justice and live in the city of Shalom. Children walk, children walk, children walk in justice and live in the city of Shalom. Children walk, children walk, children walk in justice and live in the city of Shalom. We pray tonight. We might be inspired by those who have come before us, those who have given their lives for a peaceful world and opposing injustice. Children walk, children walk, children walk in justice and live in the city of Shalom. Children walk, children walk, children walk in justice and live in the city of Shalom. Close of this day, remembering Mohandas Gandhi and the millions of people who joined a movement for peace, for justice. Somehow, may we also join this movement. It seems to be never ending.